when did we start working together, and why, man? Why did we do that together? Why did we start the business mentorship together?
We started working together September 2022.
I see that.
Actually, I was spot on August, September. Yeah, I just from memory didn't even say the date there. And because I came back from America, I'd done an internship there. I fucking killed it, and I was like, okay, what's next? I was like, I've put the hard yards of understanding how do I become a good S&C coach, but now it's like, how do I actually succeed in the industry to make this a job? Like, yeah, I was making money. Yeah, like, you get paid, you love what you're doing, but I was like, how do I actually leverage myself to, one, bring in more clients, two, build my name, and three, actually make this a job that's, by the time I'm 40, I've made myself something, a legacy where I can live, I can enjoy, I can continue to prosper without being stressed all the time, making ends meet.
And so those were a pretty ambitious goals that we came in with, but very doable. And then, let's be real, man, that there's not that many, but there's a few guys and girls out there who do mentorships, particularly business mentorships. It's a growing thing. It's a growing thing. We known each other for a while, but why did you still decide to want to do some business mentorship with me out of the others?
Look, I think it's not. I think everyone bases like on who's the best, who's the most expensive, and I was like, the way I saw it was, I can't even remember who I learned this off, but it was pretty much go learn off someone who's who's a couple steps ahead of you. Yep. So you look like, that's where I want to be. Like, everyone like looks so far that it just gets lost in the the distance. And I thought, who's someone that I know who's killing it, but who has so much room to grow? Like, let's be real, from you now in August to here, like, you've grown.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I saw it as like, I'm gonna take on this opportunity. You know me, I'm a very opportunistic type of guy. I'm like, this is a price that I am fucking, like, I said this to you on the call when I first got, I said, this is going to be the cheapest price you're ever going to sell it at.
You're right.
And people are like, really? I'm like, bro, really? So I'm like, which is true, because I'm like, as the success got up through the results, you have obviously allowed yourself to be able to charge more. So I knew if I don't go in now, I'm going to fuck myself up. I'm like, it's going to be something. I knew I had to take that opportunity now, to invest now, because it was only going to increase from that point on. So, and because you care. Because I know you said, obviously we're friends, but I knew you were going to care. I think it's so important that, like, I just want someone who cares about what I'm doing. Not just fucking coming in, just being like, hey, this, that, this is what we're doing. Like, you're just a client. Like, I knew that I was going to go into this and you'd be like, I care about you. I want to see you succeed.
Yeah.
I mean, you knew me, which did really help. And you, even if you don't know the person from the get-go, I know you do put the effort in to know that person. So I think that's a bit more special than someone coming in, and sometimes people just go straight into the clientele business of things rather than being like, hey, who are you?
I think the personal side, the care side, is like something we both really pride ourselves on in what we do.
I agree.
And I think that's why we have that connection.
We want to help people.
Yeah, man. It's like we will over deliver every day of the week in order to make that happen.
Absolutely.
And so where do we start? All right, we got the template in front of us. I wanted to pull up, because it's been a while since we've looked at it, right? Where did we start, man? Like, what was the tangible goals with clients? And you can talk about money if you want, but you can even just talk about clients. Where did we start? How did we go along that journey? And then where are we now?
I think there was two things there's three things I was looking at. I was looking at, how do I build an online platform that kind of allows me to succeed with time, with success, but helping people grow and just allowing me to have more freedom within my life, you know what I mean? Which was like, it was a real like long shot. It's not everything I want to do, you know what I mean? But I was like, that's still a component that I want to do. I want to, create more success without just sacrificing my time and energy. Like, one-on-ones can be so time consuming. I love coaching, but it's like, how do I still get results without taking away my energy and time? Another one was a product. Like, I love educating, I love teaching, I love educating. I think that was something that was special about what we were doing. It wasn't just for coaching, it was for, I have something that I want to share to people, I want to help people grow. But like I just told you before, it's like, it meant nothing if I couldn't find a way to show people that. Like, it's like, because it was a high price item. Like, I had something that I believed was a game changer. which is a game changer, and people have seen that. But I'm like, the problem is I put a year or so of work into this educational product that I was like, if I didn't find a way to share it to people correctly, it was never going to go out there. So I needed someone to help me to say, okay, how do I show people the value of this?
We're talking about, for those who don't know, the ADG.
ADG, Athletic Development Guide.
Right? And we formulated this product, and we talked about how to market it. And when we started, obviously we just created it. And then how many, I actually don't know the answer. I don't know this answer. How many have we sold, approximately?
How many have we sold ADGs?
Yeah.
Over 12. 12, I think.
Okay.
12, which was huge.
Because that's like it's a $500 price tag?
$600.
$600 price tag. So that's like, it's like $6,000 there. Something like that. 12 ADGs. And then what about clients? I'm looking at this. We started off with just one. Yeah, we started off with just one online client, right? And then we built that 2, 3, like how did this go along throughout the journey?
Well, it was beautiful, man, because people, I mean, we just kept building. Like, I think people, just through my online, just through networking, through the social media marketing, people just kind of came to me, and I think it kind of gave me this point of difference. So now I think everyone that I've started working with, they've stayed. They've you know what I mean?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't know, because it's been...
Yeah, it's been...
How's it been?
It's been good. I mean, everyone's that I've worked with have stayed, so, you know, now 8 people, you know what I mean, I'm working with, but they're beautiful. Like, with all my other work on top of that, to have those 8 people that I get to work with, thoroughly enjoy coaching, and that have committed to me for now 6 months.
But how many did we start with?
We started with 0, bro.
That was 0.
So it was 0.
Yeah,
and because it was nothing that I'd done before, nothing I'd marketed before, and it was just, I mean, it was just the accountability of what we were doing. We're just like, let's make this website, let's get it going, and just hope people come. And I think we just created the structure and the framework, and we let the rest do its talking, you know what I mean? I think it was being patient. I think that was a big thing, being patient and knowing that it was going to happen. And for me now, like, because it's something that's on the side, it was never something that I was going to be like, all right, let's go, this is everything. I was like, all right, I want to create something that's sustainable.
That's a good point. Because the online coaching thing for you, we just built this. We haven't even put full maximal effort into it.
No.
Because you still have your full-time...
Well, because people don't realize. People are like, only 8. But I'm like, yeah, but I coach 30 athletes already. Yeah. I'm like, so how about you get 8 athletes who are staying with you consistently, who didn't even hesitate about a 3-month contract, and also have still been here for 6 months, and we're talking about years in advance now. And now it's only going to grow from here. Like, I can tell you, it's only going to grow from here. Because I know that, because we put in the frameworks of what we're doing, leveraging, etc. So it's going to grow. So people got to remember, like, wow, to do that out of just nothing, and even then, not a heap of, like, online, just, like, letting it kind of prosper itself. Pretty cool.
That's pretty cool. Because, you know, as you imagine what you can do if we really decided to put full effort into it.
Exactly.
What's been the biggest... Is that? Maybe it is. I don't know. What's been the biggest wins and lessons learnt along our time together?
The biggest wins is just kind of believing in yourself, having that, having the structure, knowing that, like, fuck, there's, you know, you can think bigger. Like we always say, we can think bigger, we can do more. We, you know, like, just do it. Just be bigger, be greater. Like, there's so much more that we don't realize that you can create and do, and that you just got to be patient. Like, you know, lay down the structure, the systems first, and, like, early on it's tough because it's like, well, you just want success, you don't want this, and it's like, especially someone that I said, like, I was coaching people already, I'm like, how do I do this more? How do I do something that I haven't done before? And it's like, to create that, I'm like, oh wow, like, you just got to be patient, just put in the structure, put in the efforts. So the big wins were, we made a really good structure, we made a really good system that now is very passive in turning my ADG. Like, again, I'm learning more ways to put more effort, try different things, promote it to people, but it's there. It's always there. People know it's there. You know, I know someone else who's about to buy it. They're saving up. They're about to put the money. Bang, cool. Like, it's, you know, it's there. It's just going to keep going there. So it's really cool that we've created a structure That it's like, even if I decide to not do anything for 2 days, it's going to still be there. It's still going to show people. So
you have like a passive income stream structure from a really good product that we created.
Exactly. So I think it's pretty cool to see like systems do matter and structure does matter. Even though results are great and that's where you want, it's like realistically the structure is what's going to allow long-term change.
Yeah. It's the foundation.
Yeah.
What about, I don't know how you can answer this because you're a guy who perseveres through a lot. Was there an obstacle? What was the biggest challenge or obstacle throughout this process? Maybe learning curve as well. You know, we can look over the sessions that we did.
Website was a hard one, and just understanding the importance of it at first, because at first it's so easy. You're like, well, this is fucking hard. Why would I do it? I don't like doing this. Why would I do it? But then you're like, oh wow, people find somewhere to read. Someone can look at it. Like you see their value long term afterwards. It's easy to click. You can add links in. Bang, I want to share something. I want to promote it. Bang, put the link in. Do you know what I mean? Rather than being like, come message me about it.
And then DM fucking explanation.
And give me your email. Shut up. Like, you know what I mean? Like finding ways that I didn't like to begin with, like candidly, I didn't know what to do with that. Like, you know, shit like that it's like technology, but like actually understanding how powerful that structure and that system was. And it was hard, man, because like I'm not good with technology, but I think we guided ourselves through it and we figured it out. And it's almost like, yeah, website design takes a bit, like you got to put a bit of grit to fucking get into it. Like, you know, sitting there thinking, because like we knew, like we went through, you creating a website, but realistically, like this, you can't just write it. You know, you need to be in a frame of mind where you can sit down, breathe, think, look at it, revisit, edit. I mean, don't be satisfied with just the first thing you write, which can be tough because you always, it's like you're doing something, then you gotta fucking look back on it, then do it again. But then overall, by the end product, you're like, wow, the effort, the time has allowed me to let it sit there and grow. So I look at it like it was an obstacle because at first it's like it's a lot of revisiting, a lot of thinking. There's a lot of time for thinking, which means doing becomes even extra. So there's a lot of work to begin with, but once you kind of create it, you realize like all of a sudden like you got success and you got all this extra time now. Do you know what I mean? So you're almost finished the mentorship and you're like, well, I got all this extra time to keep doing what I've learned. You know what I mean?
You got all this extra time to keep doing what you've learned. As in, because you've created the systems and framework already?
Yes.
And it's like it runs itself now?
Mm.
Okay. Because that's what the website does.
Yeah.
Yeah, because only I can give you the framework of how to write, but I can't tell you what words to use. That has to come from your heart and your mind. Yeah. And that's what you would sit there with and being like, all right, what am I really offering?
Well, because it's like, it's what my biggest lesson probably that I learned was like, anyone can just be like, let's, you know, I want to, like, you know, come to me so we can work on your strength power speed. Like, you know, let's improve your performance, reduce sensory. It's like, what really fucking comes? Like, shut the fuck up, open your heart up, and like, tell me, what do you really want? What do you really want to show? What do you really care about? What really, you know, hits the fucking strings? And I think that's, it's hard, man. It's hard to feel that, but when you do, it's almost like once you learn it, you feel it, you write it, it becomes part of you as you tell people. Do you know what I mean? So it was a bit more than just a website. It was more just understanding what are you really trying to do here?
That's really good. You got it. You got it. That's exactly what it is. It's not just a website. It articulates your vision of how you want to show up to your clients and to the world. It's like, what are you really offering? You're not S&C.
Well, because like when we look at, like we said, like when people look at a website, most of the time it's like, yeah, it's all the same shit. But when you read someone's or you hear someone's, you look at someone's. You know, another good example is Chich, like Ben Dikranis.
Yeah.
Like he talks about his story, like shit like that. It's like when you feel that you see it, or when you see like on my page, it's like everything everyone's sort of struggled with, all the junior athletes, what they've struggled with, and they're like, yep, I've struggled with that. Yep, I've struggled with that. The ADG, yep, I've struggled with that. So it's showing them that you know where they're coming from. So it's connecting with them and understanding that, and then understanding, okay, this is how I'm going to help you. So I'm like, that's pretty powerful to understand that. Whereas like you just write some fucking thing that you're giving people, it's like it's not really telling people you acknowledge them, you feel them,
you see them.
Yeah, you see them.
Yeah, this is not just features and benefits.
No,
much more than that.
It's fucking small percentage.
Yeah, very small. What about now? What's next? The future. Some things.
Well, man, like, so that mentorship that we did, I've been still grasping things we've learned, been trialing things. Because like the thing is, what I enjoyed is that we never really sat there and was like, this is what you got to do, and that's it. It was, here's a framework, here's ideas, and go fucking play around with it and explore. And I'm like, that's what I'm doing. Do you know what I mean? Like an example might be, I had a small ticket item and I offered that to people so I could collect more emails so that I can promote more to my large ticket. Just shit like that. It's just like finding ways and new ways. And some things work more than others, but it's like, what I've realized is like, you've got structure now, you got your foundation, how can you play around with it? And some people like, maybe aren't like that, where they try to take every little bit of knowledge, but what I tried to do was get everything I can and start playing around with different things. Notice what works. Timing of posts, when things like that. Just understand what hits people, what creates traction, you know what I mean? So I feel like there's endless improvement of what the knowledge I learned, which is great.
So you're still feeling like you're applying the things that we talked about?
Like especially the social media side of things, that was a really big, powerful thing because I was in this gap of like, I never knew why I couldn't get a huge amount of traction, or well, I got traction, but like, why was it only so? Like, why wasn't it growth? Why was I not getting benefit out of it? I was getting growth, but why wasn't I getting benefit out of my social media? Which is why we do it, right? And I was like, well, fuck. All I'm doing is just educational shit. Yeah. You highlighted the video: education. It's like just another education, and awesome. People learn, but that's all you're given. I mean, you don't tell them, and I was never guiding people. Like, what do I do after this? Nothing. They don't fucking know. They just read, scroll on the post. You know what I mean? So I think it was learning that, like, the social media was the biggest thing I learned, because it was like, I posted for a very long time, but still could have improved a lot from it. Do you know what I mean? So it's understanding different posts, different styles. How do you connect to people? Because again, it's all psychology, but people forget that. People think it's just fucking write a post, post it up. Do you know what I mean? It's also timing, it's frequency, it's commitment to it. You know what I mean? Again, like, I don't like spending a lot of time on social media, but you commit to the frequency of the posts. Shit like that. That it's like, yeah, fuck, it does make a difference. And also, how am I connecting to different people on social media? Because there's, you know, people look at it like, oh, I need 80,000 followers, then I'll be this. And it's like, well, no, not really. You got people there. How do you attract the right people? Do you know what I mean? Because it could mean still jack shit.
Yeah.
You know, heaps of followers doesn't mean success.
No.
It's like, how do I connect the right amount of people, and how do I reach the people to create action? And that's what it was really good. So different understanding that, the actual psychology behind social media and posting, and understanding different posts to connect to different people via different methods. You know, some of the ones where we want people to act fast, where sometimes we want people to absorb it, take it in. Maybe it's going to take 3 posts before they click the button. Do you know what I mean?
Man, I'm glad you brought that up, because that has been one of the biggest differences I've noticed. Like, if you scroll back, you would have, okay, so we said August. If you go back and look at your before August to now, and like how different you show up in front of the camera and the types of things you're putting out there and the responses you're getting from it, it's very different.
Yeah, so there's the other day I was writing a post, and I was like, I was doing it on like measuring bar speed, and I was going to be like some boring comment, like caption like measuring bar speed. I'm like, nah, I wrote you're being lied to. I'm like, well, what's the one way that's going to attract people? Because you are. People think you just got to add more load on the bar. But I'm like, people don't give a fuck if you write just measuring bar speed. I was like, I'm going to tell them you're being lied to, bro. I'm just going to make some fucking comment because it's true, but it's like they got to read more.
Yeah.
So it's just almost instilling, how do I, people don't, you know, again, there's still real good use for the educational topics, the ones where it's just complete like that. But I found it's like, we know what we're doing. We're not showing people it correctly. And that's what hit me hard. I know it, bro, but I'm just not showing people.
Yeah. Because they don't care like we care.
No.
And so you're only going to engage the 10% of nerds, the 5% of nerds.
Yes.
But they're not even buying from you.
No.
It's the 80-90% of just average people and just athletes who like, why should I care? Bar speed. Next. How do you help me be a better athlete? Right, and that's what you're doing now more. You're engaging better.
Yeah, exactly. Made a big difference.
In what?
In people coming to me and asking me, because like again, like we didn't just work on my, like this is online. Like I had people come to me for in person too. Do you know what I mean? Like at what you do, like,
of course.
You know what I mean? So like it's just my whole overall social media enhanced. Like I had people, you know, coming to me for in person coaching, coming to people just for a program or one off, you know, not just online. Like I had so many more different. I started creating action. All the people that I was talking to. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, really? So are you saying that the changes in social media marketing that we did had an impact on your in-person coaching as well?
Yes.
At the gym?
In-person coaching as well,
So
yeah.
are we saying growing Woodfords?
Yeah. So because I get clients from there, like, you know, one of my punters that I coach, he got from social media, and because he got attracted by one of my posts that I put out about me going to the Iowa. Do you know what I mean? And he saw that, he loved that, he wanted, you know, and he was like, I want to do it in person. Bang, that's fine with me. Let's do that.
So we haven't just helped Chris Dikranis coaching. We've helped the gym, Woodfords, grow as well. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, there's athletes in there too now.
Wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah, man. So it's like, that's why I think it's not just one area, because for me, you know me, I'm not just doing one area. It wasn't just like I was coming to you with a blank script. I was coming to you with different pieces, and we're just trying to put it together. Do you know what I mean? And that's what we did, and that's why I think it's not just about the numbers, it's about what we've created for the future. Do you know what I mean?
Man.
Same with the guide, you know what I mean? Like, it's the main place people go to look at, people see. I mean, it creates trust. Even if someone hasn't bought it, they've seen it, they've viewed it, they trust my brand more.
It's a killer guide.
It is a good guide.
It's a killer guide, man. And it's not even as much as it's how you packaged it. It is already good, we just have to deliver it and market it correctly.
And that's what this was so beautiful about, man. Like, coming from someone who's great at what they do.
Yeah.
And has knowledge.
Yeah.
And has content, quality, the coaching services, the guide, but without showing people it.
But that's the thing, man. That's the whole problem. We got so many people, so many great coaches, so many good S&C practitioners and practitioners in general. They're smart. But they're like theoretically smart. Application even in the gym is good, but like they don't know how to communicate that as effectively. And it's not like you didn't know, but we were leaving a lot on the table.
We were leaving on the table, and also it's just like leveling up.
Yeah.
Like, it's just leveling up. Like, but at the same time, it's like I said, the social media was good. Like, things were good, but it was just like there was missing pieces of the puzzle. Like, things that weren't getting taken advantage of.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, I need to take advantage of that. You know, scraps that, you know, well, how do we turn that into success, action? Powerful.
Is there anything you would tell a young Coach Dikranis maybe a year ago who is apprehensive, fearful, unsure about whether he wants to do something like this? Not even me. I'm not even talking about me. I'm just talking about mentorship, growing your business, and learning more about business, marketing, sales, etc.
Just say, go fucking do it. Because, like, what do you have to lose? You know what I mean? Like, what is there to lose? Like, you're just learning, you're growing. That's what it is. Because, like I said to you, it's foundation, it's knowledge. Like, you can learn something from everyone. So, I think when people are so, this one's better than that one, there's no such thing. You go fucking do it, make action. You take something from it, you learn it. Because I think, look at it now, it's very successful. And it's killing it. And it's worth the money that you charge for it. So I'm like, just create opportunity, just go do it. So if I would say anything, I'd just be like, hurry the fuck up.
Just figure it out.
Figure it out, bro. Just go do it, man. Stop wasting time. I feel like we're so like, oh, but what about this, or what about this, all the time.
Yeah.
Fuck, there is no timing. There's no timing, bro. There's no timing, there's no right thing. You gotta do what's best for you. You gotta figure it out. And just see how it goes.
Well, what's the consequence of waiting? Like, what's the consequence of just sitting there?
Like, will you lose it? Like, I mean, the rate of growth.
Yeah.
Growth, learning, success, even just new challenges. Because I don't know, I feel like, you know, it's like the right time, oh, once this is done, or once I do this, I mean, it's like, well, really, like, you're just learning. If you're doing the same thing every day, like, why not challenge it? Why not be better? Why not grow? And, like, I think maybe not every coach needs to learn this, but in my opinion, like, if you want to be fucking up there, you want to kill, you want to grow, it's like, I think the importance of psychology, learning about people's social media, it does play a role. Yeah. And some, not, you know, there's outliers that maybe don't have to do it. But all I'm saying is I'm not taking that risk.
You're not taking that risk.
Yeah. I'm going to do everything I can to be where I want to be.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
You're not going to leave anything on the table. Being like, oh, maybe I should have.
Or what the two I always said, leave no doubt. So why would you, you used to be in the Marines, you said leave no doubt. Why would you leave doubt? Like, oh, I didn't do this, you know, so now it might not work. Why not just fucking do it all, figure it out, do it, try it, and then in 20 years be like, well, this worked, that didn't work, or I took this from that, and this went there, which could have led me to here. Like, leave no doubt. Do it, and then you're not going to risk all... Well, no, I did it. It's going to figure it out. It's going to happen.
Proud of you, man.
I'm proud of you, bro. Same, bro. Vice versa.
Bro, you come a long way. And you got so much potential still.
Well, we don't stop here, man. Just keep growing, keep going.
Leave no doubt.
Leave no doubt.
Alright.